Today we continue with the story connected to Dhammapada, verses 3 and 4. He abused me, he struck me. This teaching was delivered by the Blessed One to the elder Tissa, while he was residing at Jetavana Monastery. It appears that the Venerable Tissa was the son of the Buddha's aunt, having gone forth into homelessness at an advanced age and being of stout build. Tissa was fond of material gain and of receiving special respect accorded because of the Buddha. His robes were always freshly washed and well pressed, and he would consistently sit in the middle of the monastery's assembly hall. One day, several wandering monks came to pay their respects to the Blessed One. Mistaking Tissa for a great elder, they requested the privilege of attending to him, such as washing his feet and the like. The Venerable Tissa remained silent. At that moment, a young monk asked, "Venerable Sir, how many rains have you completed?" Tissa replied, "I have not completed a single rains retreat. I went forth only in old age." The young monk then exclaimed, "You wretched bhikkhu! You think yourself important. When you encounter these great elders, you show no respect at all. When they asked to serve you in various ways, you remained silent and accepted it, and you show not the slightest remorse for your improper conduct." Having said this, the monk snapped his fingers. The pride of one belonging to the warrior caste flared up within Tissa, and he angrily retorted, "Whom have you come to see?" "We have come to visit the blessed teacher. But even with regard to me, you should first find out who this person is. I will wipe out your entire clan." Having poured out his anger to his satisfaction, Tissa then went to the Buddha, sorrowful and in tears. Seeing this, the Blessed One asked, "Tissa, what is the matter? Why have you come here with tears streaming, so full of grief?" The wandering monks had previously discussed among themselves that they should not allow Tissa to go alone, fearing that further trouble might arise. Therefore, they followed him, approached the Blessed One, paid homage, and respectfully sat to one side. When Tissa heard the Buddha's question, he replied, "Venerable Sir, these ascetics have insulted me." "But where were you sitting?" asked the Blessed One. "In the middle of the monastery's assembly hall." "Venerable Sir, when these ascetics arrived, did you see them?" "Yes, Venerable Sir, I saw them." "Did you rise to greet them?" "No." "Venerable Sir, did you help carry their belongings?" "No." "Venerable Sir, I did not help carry their belongings." "Were you willing to attend upon them and offer them drinking water?" "No." "Venerable Sir, I neither attended upon them nor offered them drinking water." "Did you bring seats for them to sit on and wash their feet?" "No." "Venerable Sir, Tissa, you should perform these duties for elder ascetics. One who does not do so has no right to sit in the middle of the monastery. You alone deserve reproach. Go and apologize to these ascetics, but they have insulted me." "Venerable Sir, I will not apologize to them." "Tissa, do not act in this way. You alone deserve reproach. Apologize to them." "I will not apologize to them." "Venerable Sir." The ascetics then addressed the Buddha. "He is truly obstinate." "Venerable Sir," the blessed teacher replied, "Monks, this is not the first time that he has been obstinate. In a former existence, he was stubborn in the same way. We have already seen his obstinate nature in the present." "Venerable Sir," said the monks, "but what did he do in a past life?" "Monks, listen carefully," said the Blessed One. And the Buddha related the story. Once upon a time, during the reign of a certain king in Varanasi, there was an ascetic named Devala. After spending 8 months in the Himalaya mountains, he returned to the city in search of salt and vinegar. He also wished to reside near the city during the 4 months of the rainy season. Meeting 2 boys at the city gate, he asked, "Where do ascetics usually spend the night when they come to the city?" "At the potter's house." "Venerable Sir," they replied. Devala then went to the potter's house, stood at the door, and asked, "Householder, if you are willing, I would like to stay here for one night." The potter opened the door wide and invited him in, saying, "At night I do not work, and the house is spacious. Venerable sir, please feel free to sleep here." As soon as Devala entered the house and sat down, another ascetic named Narada arrived from the Himalaya mountains, seeking lodging as well. The potter, kind and hospitable toward ascetics, was concerned about whether the ascetic who had arrived earlier would be willing to share the lodging with the newcomer. Therefore, he tactfully said to Narada, "If the ascetic who arrived first agrees, then please, venerable sir." Narada then approached Devala and said, "Venerable sir, if you consent, I would like to stay here for one night." Devala rejoiced and said, "The house is spacious. Please come in, venerable sir, and sleep on this side." Narada then entered and sat down behind Devala. They exchanged greetings in a friendly manner. When it was time to sleep, before lying down, Narada carefully noted Devala's place and the position of the entrance, but Devala, instead of sleeping in his proper place, lay down right in the middle of the passageway. As a result, when Narada went outside during the night, he stepped on Devala's braided hair. Immediately, the ascetic cried out loudly, "Ah, who is stepping on my hair?" Narada calmly replied, "Venerable sir, it is I." Devala, speaking angrily, continued to shout, "You hypocrite, you savage, you have stepped on my hair. Venerable sir, I did not know you were lying here. Please forgive me," said Narada. Then Narada stepped outside, leaving Devala alone, weeping, as though his heart had been crushed. But that was not the end. Afterward, Devala turned his body around and lay down again, placing his head where his feet had previously been, deliberately intending for Narada to step on him. Narada re-entered, reminding himself that earlier he had inadvertently offended the ascetic, and resolving that this time he would pass by the lower end, near the ascetic's feet. Naturally, as soon as he stepped inside, Narada trod directly upon Devala's neck. At once, Devala shouted loudly, "Heavens, who is that?" Narada hastily replied, "Venerable sir, it is I." This time Devala shouted even more loudly, "You hypocrite, the first time you stepped on my hair, this time you trample on my neck, I will curse you. Venerable sir, I do not deserve to be reproached. I did not know that you were lying on this side. When I entered, I was extremely cautious, reminding myself to be careful and to walk by the lower end, near the ascetic's feet, so as not to offend you. Please forgive me." Devala continued to cry out loudly, "You hypocrite, I will curse you. Do not do so." "Venerable sir," said Narada. Ignoring Narada's earnest words of apology, Devala continued to utter his curse. "The sun has 1,000 rays, 100 flames that dispel the darkness. Tomorrow morning, at sunrise, your head will split into 7 pieces." Narada replied, "Venerable sir, I have explained fully that this was not my fault, yet you refuse to listen. It is the head of the one who is at fault that will split into 7 pieces, not the head of one who is innocent." At once, Narada recited the following curse. "The sun has 1,000 rays, 100 flames that dispel the darkness. Tomorrow morning, at sunrise, the head of the guilty one will split into 7 pieces." The ascetic Narada possessed great supernormal powers and was able to see through 80 lesser aeons, 40 lesser aeons in the past, and 40 lesser aeons in the future. Thus, he saw that the curse would fall upon his fellow ascetic, the practitioner of austerities, feeling compassion. He therefore exercised his power so that the sun would not rise. When the sun failed to rise, the people gathered before the gates of the king's palace, lamenting, "O great king, the sun does not rise anymore. You are the king. Please make the sun rise for us." The king reviewed his actions, speech, and thoughts, and seeing nothing amiss, He could not understand why the sun had not risen. He surmised that this might be due to quarreling and discord among ascetics, making inquiries. He then took a torch, went to the potter's house, bowed to Narada, respectfully sat to one side, and said, "Venerable Narada, the people of Jambudipa are unable to carry on their lives as usual. Why has darkness covered the world? Please answer my question." Narada then related the entire story and the consequences of the curse. The king asked further, "But, Venerable Sir, how can that man escape death? He will escape death if he apologizes to me." The king compelled Devala to apologize to Narada, but Devala remained stubborn and said, "O great king, this fellow stepped on my hair and trampled on my neck. Never will I apologize to that hypocrite." Still the king earnestly urged Devala, "Apologize. Venerable Sir, do not act in this way. O great king, I will not apologize. Your head will split into 7 pieces. So be it. I will still not apologize." This time the king spoke harshly, "So you still refuse to apologize?" Then the king seized the ascetic by the hands, feet, abdomen, and neck, and forced him to bow down at Narada's feet. Narada, being open-hearted, said, "Rise. Venerable Sir, I have forgiven you." Then Narada addressed the king, "O great king, this ascetic refuses to apologize to me. Take him to a pond near the city, place a lump of clay upon his head, and make him stand in the water up to his neck." The king complied. Narada further instructed that when he caused the sun to rise again, Devala should dive down into the water, emerge elsewhere, and depart. And so it was. The moment the rays of the sun flashed forth, they struck the lump of clay, causing it to shatter into 7 pieces. Immediately, Devala dove beneath the water, surfaced at another spot, and went away. The Blessed One concluded the story. The Blessed One said, "Monks, the king at that time was Ananda, Devala was Tissa, and Narada was I myself. Even in that former time, Tissa was just as obstinate." Then the Blessed Teacher instructed the elder, Tissa, as follows. "Tissa, if a bhikkhu allows himself to think, this person abused me, this person struck me, this person defeated me, this person robbed me, his hatred will never be appeased. But if that bhikkhu does not harbor such thoughts, his hatred will be appeased." Having said this, the Buddha recited the verses of the Dhammapada. "He abused me, he struck me, he defeated me, he robbed me. In those who harbor such thoughts, hatred is never appeased. He abused me, he struck me, he defeated me, he robbed me. In those who do not harbor such thoughts, hatred is appeased." And here, the story of Dhammapada, verses 3 to 4, comes to an end, not with a miracle, but with a quiet truth. Suffering does not arise from the insults of others, but from how tightly we hold them within our own hearts. When we repeat in our minds, "They insulted me, they struck me, they defeated me, they robbed me," we are the ones feeding hatred day after day. But when we are able to let go of these thoughts, without needing to prove who is right or wrong, without clinging to victory or loss, hatred naturally begins to fade. The Dhammapada does not teach us to be weak. It teaches us a different kind of strength, the strength to live without carrying resentment for an entire lifetime. If this message resonated with you, take a quiet moment to let go of one old resentment today and stay with me for more timeless wisdom from the Dhammapada.